All right, I think we're live. Hey, good morning to you. This is Mike Parker with Prophecies of the End Times Radio Ministry. Also, I am involved with Branch County Conservative Patriot here in Branch County, Michigan, in Coldwater, Michigan, where we're located. Currently, we are tuned into a live feed coming out of the Mediterranean, which is right around Venezuela. Where it's expected that any time the United States may attack Venezuela and also try to take out Maduro. So we might keep this live feed going, and just so that you can watch. But again, this is this breaking news with the possibility of the United States attacking Venezuela. We know that there's been an ongoing conflict. Of course, President Trump blowing the narco boats out of the water in Venezuela, in the Mediterranean, in international waters, as they leave, cutting down on the importing of drugs, cocaine, and fentanyl coming out of Venezuela. But we know that Maduro is a socialist, and his people have been suppressed and oppressed since he's been in office. Don't know really for sure exactly what's going to take place. This cam is basically showing one of the largest cities in Venezuela, right there on the coast in the Mediterranean. So I'm not sure if this feed is going to be accurate or not, but we'll keep it on for a little while and we'll watch and see what happens here. Congress has been, especially the Democrats, Congress has been looking at the possibility of trying to stop President Trump from attacking the boats in international waters. They think that these narcos, which President Trump rightfully labeled as a terrorist attack, terrorists think that President Trump doesn't have the right to take the boats and the occupants out of the water. You can go to several different liberal web pages and news organizations, especially Yahoo and others, that will take it apart completely and put a negative light on it, making it sound as if President Trump is doing something wrong, which is what they typically do anyway. Yahoo's such a liberal news organization that I basically boycott it. The only reason why I go to Yahoo and get my mail is from a different account I've had for a long time ago. But I boycott it. I don't look at the news. Everything they cover is 100% negative. They don't cover anything positive what President Trump does. In case you're new, Branch County Conservative Patriots website is BCC Patriot. That's bccpatriot.com. And then you can also visit us at Branch County Conservative Patriot on Facebook. And, of course, we have our YouTube channel, too. Right now we're broadcasting live to Prophecies of the End Times, which is our global ministry on end-time Bible prophecy. And it's one of the reasons why I put it on there, so that you folks can take a look real quick and see whether or not this is going to come about. Maybe in the comment section below there, why don't you folks, if you're new, subscribe to our channel, and then give us your input on whether or not you think that the United States is going to attack Venezuela. So I'm going to leave this running live for a while. I'll be back here shortly, interact with this, and we'll see what's going on.
This is how I lowered my car insurance rate by $110.
I had no clue I was.
Okay, good morning. Once again, we're tuning into the webcam off the coast in the Mediterranean of Venezuela, expecting, according to this source, a imminent attack from the United States on Venezuela to remove Maduro out of the country. Of course, you've read articles on Fox News, CNN, all over the place where President Trump, the United States government, and Pete Hegseth, Secretary of War Defense, has issued a $50 million. Sorry, here I gotta turn the volume down. There is a $50 million bounty on Maduro's head. I don't know if the United States is trying to save money or if they just want to take him out. But we're gonna be live feeding this probably the major portion of the day. I'll be popping in and out each time to maybe give you some updates from the news organizations that might be reporting on this. But this is kind of this is unprecedented. If we do see an attack here on this section of Venezuela, you're going to be able to watch it live, which is crazy. Technology is just completely, it blows me out of the water what technology is capable of doing these days. So once again, stay tuned, and I've been adjusting the sound. I'm kind of new at OBS, so this is our first live stream that I've been on live. I don't like getting behind the camera, but we'll see what takes place. I'll be with you popping in and out here, about every 5-10 minutes. We'll see what's going on. All right, we're back live here with Prophecies of the End Times and Branch County Conservative Patriot. Uh, we're streaming live on several different platforms right now this morning, just trying to make sure that I'm covering all basics. My first real live stream using OBS, and uh, what a crazy way to get started. So we've got the possibility of a um, an attack on Venezuela with the United States. This is a live stream coming off of
Finn
YouTube,
has really kind of
and
blown us away with the customer
let me
satisfaction levels.
Go
get
live with Finn in days,
get out of
not
here and
weeks.
skip on the. There we go. Skip the commercials out of there. You have to kind of monitor them as they pop up in and out of there. But there's a live stream, a live feed, a cam on the coast of Venezuela where maybe they're anticipating, where they think the United States may embark its attack. Uh, Earlier, they panned across the coastline, and this is like right on the coast, the beach of a huge city, a bunch of hotels, houses, and stuff. So I'm not sure. I'm not real sure that this is a legitimate uh, claim on a live feed. Just not 100% sure. But we're going to cover it for a little while and live stream on Prophecies of the End Times on YouTube, and then also on both Facebook pages, Branch County Conservative Patriot, and then Prophecies of the End Times Facebook page too. If you got any comments, or if you know, I have the chat that's wide open too on YouTube. I'll be monitoring that here in the next few minutes, and also the comments. So if you learn of anything, or you research the web, any news organizations, please publish that in our comment section. We're going to go be scouring that also here momentarily. And once again, I'm sure that many of you understand and realize that we've been blowing narco boats out of the Mediterranean and international waters, and trying to stem the deliverance of cocaine and fentanyl. The last count that I saw, I think it was 16 boats. Now, there's something there. I'm not really sure what that is that's going out there. If that's not really sure what that is. I mean, there's hardly any boats. That was the first boat that I seen in the water since I've been watching the live stream. And so it's eerily empty, and maybe we'll get there's a pier right there. Maybe we'll get he'll pan there we go. Some of the buildings out. He's not gone far enough. There's another boat right there. So I'm not 100% sure that this is legitimate, and that this live stream of this possibility is if it's clickbait or what. But we'll find out here shortly. I'm going to do some research on the web, and I'll get back with you. You can continue to watch. Please support our YouTube channels. Please subscribe, and also like the videos so we can continue to bring you live feeds like this. And we're going to be starting right off the bat here very shortly. We had to reconfigure our studio. You can see in the background here, I've got a plain wall. We're going to be getting a green screen so I can, so it looks a little bit better. I'm not really happy with the way it looks back there, but we'll get a green screen set up so we can have an image or something in the background that looks a little bit better. And then we'll be live streaming to both Branch County Conservative Patriot and Prophecies of the End Times on a weekly basis. This is part of the network set up for Branch County, Coldwater and Branch County, Michigan. We'll be reporting on local news for you also. November 18th, I really encourage you, as a citizen of the city of Coldwater and Branch County, Michigan, I really encourage you to come out November 18th to the Gerald Ford the Aquatic Center. On November 18th, they're having a community opinion idea session. They want to hear your ideas, comments, and concerns about the community and the government, and how the city government's being ran. I myself is going to be there. So is Steve Smith, good friend of mine who's watching now. We're going to both be there, and we encourage all of you, especially with what's been happening with, there we go, there's a pan. See, that's why I'm not convinced that this is, I don't see the United States coming into Venezuela right there. I just don't see it happening. I mean, I don't see it happening. But we really encourage you to come on out on November 18th to the community meeting, especially if you are concerned about the ever increasing cost of renting homes in Branch County, particularly here in Coldwater. There's, I mean, there's tons and tons of landlords that have followed suit with Branch County, with Clemens owning the apartment community buildings that are going up. There's another brand new one that's going up. They're anticipating they're actually building on a section that's going to employ about another 300 or 400 people from what I read, and they're going to want to house those people. So we're hoping when that's finished, we don't see rent go up another $300, $400, or $500 a month. And we're going to be doing a live stream and having some guests on after the November 18th meeting in Coldwater. Hopefully, I might take my camera there, see if I can't record it, if they'll allow me to record it. It is a public event, and I don't think that they can reject our request to record the event. I'm going to make some phone calls today, and if they give me some fluff and some rejection, we'll slap on a couple of constitutional amendments and see whether or not that wakes them up. But I'm going to keep this live feed going just in case. I'm going to go offline here with the camera, and I'm going to go do some research and see whether or not we've actually got confirmation that there's an imminent strike that may be coming to Venezuela. And if we don't, then we'll probably end the live stream and get busy doing some other things that are a lot more important. So stay with me.
From food-grade lubricants to LED lighting and every product in between.
All right, I found some information in reference to this, and I'm going to read that to you here now. The United States has carried out its latest military strike against an alleged drug boat off of Latin America as President Donald Trump raises pressure on Venezuela with a major military buildup in the region. We already know that's been happening anyway. The U.S. military struck a vessel believed to be transporting drugs in the eastern Pacific on Saturday, killing 3 people on board, the Pentagon said on Sunday. So the intelligence confirmed that the vessel was involved in illicit narcotics smuggling, transiting along a known narco-trafficking route and carrying narcotics, U.S. Southern Command said in a social media post. The announcement of the strike came hours after Washington's largest and most advanced aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, which is, I don't know if you've seen it or not, picture of it, but Google it, it's huge, arrived in the Caribbean Sea. The deployment of the carrier has raised fears that the Trump administration could be readying itself for an imminent military action against Venezuela. So while the Trump administration has cast the military actions on the region as an effort to counter illicit drug flows, Caracas sees the moves as a pretext to force Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro from power. And, I mean, there's nothing else that can be, yeah. Trump, who said last week he had sort of a made up in his mind on the possibility of military action against Venezuela on Sunday, suggested that his administration could hold talks with Maduro. So the talks are, here I come with the largest U.S. military ship and 10% of the other vessels and aircraft carriers, and we'd like to sit down and talk. Well, we'll see how it turns out, but they would like to talk, according to Trump, told the reporters. Earlier on Sunday, yesterday, U.S. Secretary Marco Rubio announced that Washington would designate Cartel de los Solis, a criminal organization that the Trump administration claims is headed by Maduro, a foreign terrorist organization. So there you have it. We're definitely, this is why this webcam here is obviously live, but I really don't, and it's obviously out of Venezuela. So I really don't see, United States striking Venezuela on this area where innocent lives would be in danger. And I don't see them coming in guns a-blazing and all force. I see them more than likely coming in with SEALs and with a very covert operation where they wouldn't even know if they landed or not, and using the warships and the jets, the fighters, jet fighters, using them as a backup plan or as part of the show of strength that President Trump typically wants to show everybody. Vladimir Putin, when he went and talked with him, and he's walking off the plane, he greets Vladimir, and here comes a stealth bomber and 5 other F-35s, and it looked incredible. Vladimir was not anticipating it at all. So again, I'll be covering this live periodically. I'll be hopping on. Of course, I'll check our chat. If you got any questions about it, this is our live feed from 2 Prophecies of the End Times Global Ministry and also Branch County Conservative Patriot. And we posted it on both our Facebook pages. And any comments or questions, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel on this live feed. We will be continuing to cover different stories for you, especially in our global ministry with Prophecies of the End Times. We'll be covering things pretty much on a every other day basis for live stream and for recording, and got quite a few things that we're going to be covering on that, with live call-in guests too, to get their comments and opinions on what's going on. And then, of course, once again, on November 18th, here in Branch County, Michigan, in Coldwater, Michigan, they're having a meeting at the Aquatic Center, the Gerald Ford Aquatic Center. I'm going to get confirmation of that if I'm telling you it's the right place. I received it in the mail. I've got it around here somewhere. But it's the aquatic center here in Branch County, and it's a community meeting to get everybody's ideas together in reference to how they can improve the community of Coldwater and how we can improve the community of Branch County. And so I'm going to center my camera a little bit more here. There we go. So then it's an excellent time for the residents of Coldwater and also for Branch County residents to come on out and give their opinions on especially what's taking place with the hike of rentals. You know, some people are blessed to have an incredibly fair and very nice landlords. Some people are blessed. I'm not going to go into detail about that. There are people in Branch County that have got landlords that are blessed, and these landlords treat their tenants fairly. They've got good tenants, and they don't tear up their apartments. They don't ruin them. They stay with them for a considerable amount of time. But then there are a tremendous amount of other landlords who have followed suit with what has happened with the apartments that have moved into, that have been built by Clemens Corporation. And I'm not here to knock Clemens with what they are doing, but at the same time, the city of Coldwater, the state of Michigan, and other organizations involved investing into this when they originally started putting up these apartment communities, they invested somewhere in the neighborhood of around $60 million with state grants and other funding that was brought into Coldwater to help build these apartment communities that were to be able to help the community, not just Clemens employees, but help the community obtain housing at an affordable rate. And instead, what it has done is it's completely backfired, and it's caused rental properties from other landlords who own rental properties here in Coldwater. It's caused the rent to skyrocket. 3 years ago, you could rent a 2-bedroom apartment here in Coldwater, Michigan, for just under $800 a month. That was 3 years ago. And now to get something like that with the same amount of amenities, you're looking at $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 a month. And it's just absolutely ridiculous. And it didn't happen until all of the apartments were being built by Clemens Corporation, which is the largest employer now in Branch County and in Coldwater. And again, I'm not knocking it. I'm glad to see that we have the employment for people here in Coldwater. But what took place completely backfired for any economic development and putting money back in the pockets of the community by having an employer like Clemens here where everybody can be employed, because everybody's rent went up a lot. So we'll be covering that in a live stream specifically for Branch County Conservative Patriot. And so I don't know how much longer I'll be on here with this. Again, we'll be on, I'll check back in the next couple 5 or 10 minutes, and we'll see what's going on.
Your unlimited or pay-per-wash membership can be used at any Tommy's Express location nationwide. Your vehicle is recognized at any app lane you visit. Our license plate recognition system ensures that you are on your way to washing in seconds. Check ahead before your next business trip, road trip.
Okay, we're going to come back on here real quick. So it looks like from what I can tell, reading the ticker that's going across the top, saying it's emergency alert, multiple indicators coming in that the United States will be striking Venezuela. Let me turn this down. Okay, we're going to come back on here real quick. So I'm running the camera from one system coming through the mixer, and then I got the laptop going too, so I can monitor things, but and watch the live feed. But again, Venezuela removing Maduro from power in the very near future. Emergency alert. Trump says he's made up his mind about Venezuela and what he's going to do. So I don't know. I mean, I come across this morning and was looking for a few of the other. I've got a ton of work to do with our everyday normal business, so I'll be doing that most of the day, finishing up on some loose ends on what that is. We do photography for wedding and videography for weddings in Branch County, Michigan, and all over, to be honest with you. But anyway, I'm not so sure. Maybe I'm not so sure now. I just don't see the strike coming to Venezuela in this area that it's showing right now on the live feed. I just don't see that happening. And if people knew about it and they thought that the strike was imminent, wouldn't they be a little bit more concerned and wouldn't be out there um, enjoying the sun and on the beach and fishing or whatever? Looks like a resort off the coast there of Venezuela. So I'm not sure. Again, I'm just not sure. But we'll keep checking back, and we'll see whether or not we have anything else to report on. The ticker at the top says, and I can't confirm this, but the ticket at the top says that Trump has been presented with a wide range of options on Venezuela, and it's saying that he's made up his mind, and it sounds like he is no longer going to, that there's not going to be any talks. He's obviously using diplomacy ahead of time, making sure that that's the route to go so that we just don't come in there and start bombing the crap out of them. I'm not really sure. We all know that President Trump is slightly unpredictable at times. It's calculated, his unpredictability, but the decisions that get made are for the benefit of the United States. And so we'll keep the live feed going. If you got any comments, concerns, or questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the chat or our comments down below with the video once the live feed stops. The chat is open, so I'll be checking it. Doesn't look like there's anybody on there right now, but I'll be checking it. And please share this information in reference to our live stream beginning next week, which would be right around the 23rd, the week of the 23rd and the week of Thanksgiving. We're going to have some live streams for you on Bible study and end-time prophecy, end-time Bible prophecy. I plan on having several guests. I got them lined up already, but several guests coming on to the live stream so we can discuss your comments and concerns in reference to end-time Bible prophecy. And then we'll be coming to you live from the Branch County Conservative Patriot live stream too, in reference to Branch County, Michigan and Coldwater, Michigan, where we live, and discussing your comments and concerns about the city and the county, our government officials. Probably opening up a can of worms when we do that, but we're not really concerned about that right now. We're more concerned about the cost of living in Branch County and why rent has skyrocketed. Okay, I'll be back shortly, momentarily.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
I watched a short video I found on Facebook, and it showed me a simple solution that softened and loosened the hardened poop that was blocking my colon. It wasn't fiber or prune juice, and it wasn't yogurt or another probiotic, and it wasn't even a laxative, magnesium, an enema, or anything like that. I was terrified of impaction and sick of laxatives, fiber, and probiotics that didn't work. The solution was actually simpler and easier, and it takes me only 7 seconds in the morning. And since then, my constipation and bloating have gotten better and better. Tap the button below this video to see Dr. Sam's 7-second morning ritual now, so you can feel lighter in no time.
You've known us for a long time. Our name matters to us and to our clients. The firm behind our family is Michigan's most experienced personal injury team, and that experience pays.
Know better lawyers. Get the Bernstein Advantage.
1-800-CALL-SAM.
Okay, so according to some reports that I just read, and off the ticker here at the top, in case you're just tuning in, President Trump has made his decision on Venezuela and what he's going to do. Said he made his decision, but it didn't tell us what that decision is. And he's been presented with a wide range of options of what they can do. And it looks like, according to this live feed out of Venezuela, they're expecting an imminent attack at any time. Now, we've been scanning the live feed and the webcam off the coast of Venezuela. They don't look like they're too concerned because there's boats out on the water, there's people out on the beach, there's wherever this webcam is, it's like a resort area, a bunch of hotels. So I don't see the United States attacking Venezuela in that area. There's a tour boat too right there. So we're going to keep monitoring it. Again, my name is Mike Parker with Prophecies of the End Times Global Ministry. And if you've got any prayer requests, you can send them to fireoftheholyGhost@yahoo.com. And we take those on a daily basis, and we'll pray over them for you. If you've got any comments or concerns, please issue those in the bottom after the live feed is stopped. We also have chat going live, too. So if you happen to stop by and you'd like to chat in reference to what's going on, I have another system open where I can get into the chat too. So in case you're just tuning in, wanting to know what's happening, apparently President Trump has made his decision in reference to Venezuela. Nicolas Maduro, who they want to see removed from being the president there in Venezuela. It's been their army, their terrorist army, or their organization of their army, has now been declared by Marco Rubio, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, to be a terrorist organization. So by doing that, that gives President Trump the ability to strike Venezuela. Now, we know for sure that in order for us to start a war or to go to war, it's an act of Congress. President Trump just can't go in there guns a-blazing and say, well, I'm the president, here I come, and bang, bang, bang. He can't do that. Under certain circumstances, it can be done without Congress's approval as long as it's airstrikes and not ground troops. Obama did this with Libya when he was in his second term. And the Republicans called him out big time on it and wanted to impeach him for doing it. But constitutional lawyers and constitutional experts, in reference to the executive power and the branch of the executive power, pulled him off and said, hey, he was allowed to do it. You were out of session. It was Christmas time or a holiday. I don't remember which one it was. He's allowed to do it as long as he doesn't put troops on the ground. So, of course, that's the reason why we have naval there. Now, if a special task force was to go in to get Maduro, it would have to be approved. Same thing what they did with Osama bin Laden. Excuse me. So it would have to be approved for them to do that. Now you're seeing this is what I was talking about earlier. You're seeing all of the hotel. See, huge hotels there, right there. That's a lot like a resort. And it's got to be probably 80, 90 degrees there today. I mean, it's nice here in Coldwater, Michigan. It's like 32 degrees. So once again, we'll be live streaming on our channel, Prophecies of the End Times, beginning Monday, November 23rd. We'll kick off our live stream typically every other day, every day, depending on what kind of information we got, what we're going to put out there. Bible studies, we'll be talking about end time Bible prophecy. If you're interested in that in eschatology, we got several guests lined up already to come on the show live for us to discuss different topics, hot button topics, the rapture, and a lot of folks, we've got some excellent resources on that, on the pre-tribulation rapture. We don't believe, my ministry does
Introducing
not
the only
believe in
prescription
anything
hair
else
regrowth
but
gummy on the
a
market. The
pre-tribulation
Minoxidil Plus
rapture.
Biotin Gummy by
We get
Hers.
this commercial.
Formulated by dermatologists, this innovative 2-in-1 gummy includes prescription strength.
We're brand new to this. We're brand new to live streaming. I usually do videos and upload them and spend a lot of time in producing them. But by doing stuff this way and having the graphics and everything pre-edited and ready to go, can live stream it. I don't have to do anything else after that. It records it and it's ready to go. However, it is live, so there's ways of making mistakes. This morning I'm wearing my DuPont hat that's got paint all over it, and I promise you I'll be more presentable in the future, I think. Anyway, and I got the graphic of my lower third there. My graphic of the lower third is the evangelist with the hoodie and the face mask on. So this live feed we found this morning when we got up. I got up this morning and was looking for a couple of the ministries that we see that are online. Alive and Awake Media with Nikki and with her husband, Craig. Sorry, Craig. They're on every morning, and recently they haven't been, so kind of a hiatus for a little bit. I mean, they're on every morning. They were on every morning, Monday through Friday, Saturdays and Sundays. Sunday they go to church, but sometimes on to about 2 and 3 and 4 hours. So they have got a catering business, and they get really, really busy. They're out of Texas. They get really, really busy, and they can't spend a couple of 2 or 3 hours in the morning online with their with what they're doing with that. Nikki is, and both Craig and Nikki both are on fire for the Lord. Enjoyed watching their podcast, their video blog. Okay, so I'm going to shut up and get off here, and once again, and we'll see whether or not we have, if we're going to witness an imminent attack on Venezuela live on television, live on a globe feed. It's the technology is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, I come from an age and an era when it was, with a modem dialing in at 16.4K per second. And now we have 1,000 megabytes per second that are downloadable through cable and Ethernet and through wireless networking. It's unbelievable how advanced the technology has come since the days of dial-up and America Online and all of the favorable and popular areas to go on for chat. MySpace, if you remember MySpace, yeah, that was crazy. All right, so we'll continue to monitor this. I may switch gears. I'm going to check for some other things that are live right now. So I may switch gears if there's any other news. We might have a news or press conference about this. And if there is, we're going to switch gears and hear more about it. All right, so from what I can see, we're going to go ahead and end the live stream because from what I can see, nothing's happening right now. And I've looked for other live feeds, anything that was previously recorded in reference to the possibility of this happening the last couple of days, and I haven't been able to find anything. So I'm not going to waste your time and waste mine, and just having a cam spread across the beach while everybody's enjoying the sunshine and we're here in 32-degree weather. So I thank you for tuning in, and especially if you watch this video later, make sure you comment below, subscribe to our channel, and like our videos so that the algorithm picks us up. We want to get the word out as far as our global ministry is concerned, and we appreciate you being a Patreon of just watching our videos. Our ministry is financially supported by itself. We don't take donations, we don't take gifts, we don't take any type of offering. We believe that we give back to the community with what God blesses us with. So by all means, if you want to give to a ministry, make sure you're giving to one that's legitimate, and I have several that are listed within our global ministry. One would be Sister Dina Calmetta over at cww7news.com. You can donate to her ministry. She's out near Portland, Oregon. She's part of our network. And also Alive and Awake Media, not part of the network yet.
Got
but soon,
safety
hopefully they will
protocols?
be.
Granger has the Safety Pros 2 call.
Commercial. Seems like there are just like 9,000 commercials all the time now on YouTube. All right, so thank you for tuning in. The live stream's going to end, and we'll be back on, maybe even later today yet. We'll see. If we had anything breaking, I'll come back on. But thanks a lot.